Kids these days. I know, it's become a cliche at this point. Every generation has a superiority complex and loves making baseless, snide comments about how those younger are worse in this or that regard. But really, the kids these days, if you work in education, oh, you know very well what I'm talking about. Discipline amongst the kids is abysmal. All of their attention spans are in the gutter. The easiest thing is to just blame it on their phones. They're always on their phones. But do these comments help anyone? Besides your ego, maybe your ego. I think instead of always complaining and simply doing nothing, it's much more productive to seek out a solution to this problem and implement it. And I have a rather radical one. If you are an educator right now, the best thing that you can do to help your students is start a YouTube channel and start uploading videos. And yes, I do mean you individually. And now you're probably thinking, what is the point of all of this? How does this work? Isn't this just a waste of time? Well, stick around for this video because now I'm going to tell you why this is exactly what you should be doing. So hi, I'm Victor or simply Bolton, and I love motivating people into reaching their full potential. I graduated with a neuroscience degree from MIT. I love learning languages as a hobby, and I also volunteer by giving lectures to high schoolers about linguistics. So believe me, I know what it's like on the battlefield. If you like what I'm doing here, you would help me out a ton by leaving a like on this video, leaving a comment with suggestions about what I should do next, and by subscribing to this channel. I'm currently working on a video about why it's nearly impossible to learn a language in school, and you definitely don't want to miss out on that one. And if you're a student and you have a teacher who you believe has the personality to become successful on YouTube, by all means, share this video with them. I know they're going to appreciate it. But now, back to this video. First, before I explain why I think every educator can benefit from starting their own YouTube channel, I think we should take a brief overview of what is causing these changes with our attention span. And at first, you might think,
it must be those damn phones.
But the way that I view the role of phones is actually more that they're accelerating something else that has been going on for a while. Sure, with YouTube Shorts and Instagram and TikTok, our attention spans have never reduced at such a quick rate. However, this problem has existed since the invention of mass media. It has been going on since the time of the TV, it has been going on since the radio, because what we're actually seeing is technological warfare launched against our senses. Companies and marketing agencies have always known these sensory tricks that makes you more likely to buy their stuff. For example, stressing the color red, or repeating the same tune so it gets stuck in somebody's head. These are some strategies that everyone has been using to make it more likely that you notice them. The free market has discovered that companies benefit greatly from constantly bombarding you with sensory stimuli. This doesn't only happen on our phones, it happens with all of the billboards that we see. It also happens when we listen to and enjoy music. Surely you have heard of Spotify, the biggest music streaming platform that exists today. This following quote from Spotify's CEO and co-founder Daniel Ek is, shall I say, pretty showing. He's been quoted saying that Spotify's biggest competitor is neither of all of these other music listening platforms. Spotify's biggest competitor is
silence.
And based on sensory overload becoming the new normal in our lives and education's resistance to fast and radical changes, we can understand why students are mentally checking out from our lectures. So now, why do I think educators making YouTube content en masse and participating in this sensory warfare is the radical solution? I am going to give you 3 reasons. First, to provide alternatives to this sensory slop epidemic. We need to get our students to pay attention to us. When social media is competing with you for the attention of your students, for their own good, you cannot remain passive. What do your students watch on their phones in your class when they're supposed to be listening to you? And let's be honest, when you go home, tired from work, instead of perfecting your craft, you go on your phone and watch the exact same stuff. Instead of watching videos to learn something new, you watch senseless slop, exactly like... What did you gain from watching me make a drink? What did you gain from watching cooking videos and baking videos of fake AI-generated recipes that you were not even going to attempt yourself? Sure, I get it. You would rather regulate your emotions like a toddler. My point is, I know there are so many of you talented and hardworking teachers out there. You can accomplish so much by sharing your expertise with the world, making learning cool again. You can create video lessons for your student to supplement the learning that they're doing in class, encouraging them to spend their time on YouTube watching educational videos. But what if you started doing this and you realize that you're bad at making YouTube videos? This isn't a problem at all. The point of YouTube isn't to be good at it from the get-go. It's to iterate and improve your skills. With each video, you are going to get slightly better at teaching. With each video, you're going to get slightly better at grabbing people's attention. And with each video, you're going to become slightly more engaging. Because truly the best thing about YouTube is the feedback that it gives you as a content creator. You can massively improve your teaching by listening to feedback you receive from YouTube's metrics on your videos. One of the most frustrating and demoralizing aspects of the teaching profession, especially when you're just starting out, is that you never know if your students are paying attention to you or just staring at you blankly. And you never know when you do something that makes them mentally check out. And sure, with more experience, you start getting used to this feeling of speaking as if you're in an empty room. But what if you're actually boring? None of your students are going to provide this as feedback to you, but YouTube will tell you exactly what aspects of your teaching methodology are engaging and exactly which aspects are making your students fall asleep. With every video that you upload on YouTube measures exactly how much your audience is engaging with you. On YouTube Studio, YouTube from the creator's point of view, you will be able to see what moments of your lecture are the most interesting and at what timestamp your viewers suddenly stop watching you. You will see a dip in your engagement graph. And whenever you see this dip, you should study that portion of the video and get to the bottom of exactly what you were doing wrong there. YouTube also provides you with all sorts of other information which, if not useful, can at least be interesting. Brits seem to be sticking around for my videos for much longer than Americans, and just observing these numbers really makes me want to turn this into a competition. Like, I'm really interested which country has the longest attention span based on the engagement that I'm going to get from this video. I'm going to post the average watch time for the first few days for every country that has a significant number of viewers on my video. So if you want your country to win, stick until the end.
Uncle Sam needs you.
Don't you find it awesome that YouTube just tells you so much stuff about your audience? Honestly, it's kind of addicting, and what better thing to get addicted to than self-improvement? Your students are going to thank you for all of the efforts that you will be putting into constantly improving yourself and constantly learning. And now my last reason why I think every educator should start a YouTube channel, which I think is exceptionally crucial in our day and age. The modern educator needs to become a performer. You need to become a performer. I think we can all agree that at its core, teaching is not a hard science. It's not even a soft science. It's an art form. The younger generations today have grown in an environment where access to entertainment has never been easier. And as such, they've learned to expect it from every interaction that they have. And so to effectively educate kids these days, you need to combine teaching with entertaining. Whatever the science laying the foundations of modern pedagogy may be, with the times changing, it's becoming more quickly and more rapidly outdated. The most successful teachers are creative, flexible, and have a personal style that permeates their teaching. Very similar in a lot of ways to actors. And there is no better and more accessible venue to develop your artistic skills than YouTube and its content creation jungle. After all, on YouTube you were performing in front of a camera for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. The more that you do this, the better you get at performing, which translates into more engaging teaching. Become an actor and your students will love you. Or hate you. Because your behavior is annoying and unprofessional. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Because you're still getting your job done of presenting information in a fun and engaging manner. You get it. You basically have to become a clown to hold on to people's attention like this. Because years after your students have graduated, the teachers that they're going to remember most fondly are those who are simply memorable and those who have had the most extensive impact on their lives, which is usually those who are memorable. So, to recap, why do I think that every educator can benefit from starting their own YouTube channel? So that your students can have more alternatives to the vast sea of brain-rotting slop. Because YouTube is amazing at helping you identify the weaknesses in your teaching methodologies, and because it can help you develop your artistic capabilities and become more engaging in the classroom. Thank you for sticking with me until the very end of this video. If you enjoyed it, then you might also like this video where I explain how I learned Spanish independently in just 3 months, providing a complete overview of my methodology. And if you think that it's too long, just skip to the sections that you find personally relevant and most interesting. With all that said, let's take a moment to appreciate just how difficult the work of a teacher can get. All of the teachers here in the audience, you are simply the best. And I will see you all next time. Peace out. Is that an earthquake?